Hello, and good evening, I suppose. I'm going to be helping you get to sleep tonight while I play Dark Cloud. This is one of my favorite games of all time, and it is a game that I have played many times over the years, mostly as a speedrun, but tonight I will be casually playing it for you. In a very hushed tone, just as a disclaimer, I will not be playing any ads during this video, so you are free to let this play as you attempt and try to go to sleep. You do not have to worry about being woken up in the middle of the night by a loud advertisement. However, it will be out of my control if ads are forcefully put on my video due to any copyright reasons, and I do apologize if that happens. What do you say we begin? I won't be skipping any cutscenes, and I will be reading dialogue. The book was found in some old ruins. All the scholars who decoded it puzzled over the mystery of the book. A world with 2 moons illuminating the sky. The many dazzling adventures of a young boy. But whether or not this is a true story, do you believe in the story woven in the book? Maybe it's a fantasy that existed only in a boy's heart. Let me tell you this story this ancient book tells of. A magical and magnificent fairy tale. And the hero of this wondrous tale, whose name is Tone. We are now shifting into the dark shrine. It's a dark, brooding atmosphere with a purple haze. Dozens of worshippers bowing to a giant pot emanating a light from its center. One of them stands. They get a few kinks loose in their neck. You've gathered quite a few of them, one man says. I had a hard time finding dancers with the right qualifications, says another. Look at them. Their dance of blood. Mixing the blood of witches with that of humans is key to breaking the seal. However, I do have some problems. Problems? In order to procure good material, you do need adequate. I see. I'll pay you extra. That should solve your problem, huh? Yes, sir, thank you. A man in white silver hair looks on from behind a pillar hidden. Very soon, sir. Let us enjoy the ceremony till it is time. What is going on in the scene? You are unsure. Some sort of ritual. The dance and the music start to amplify. All the while, a mysterious young man hides behind a pillar. His motives unknown. Early PS2 motion capture being put to good use here. The dance is fluid, not rigid. Shadows are cast from every dancer in the area, from the light coming from the pot. Sir, do you know the legend of the Dark Genie? Of course, how much money do you think I put into acquiring this urn? I've been waiting for this for years, and now its legendary power is mine. "400 years ago, the Genie of Darkness appeared in the east, and with its evil power, the world was burnt away. What do you intend to do with such a frightening power in your hands?" You'll see, says the man in a military outfit. There is shaking. Camera pans out from above. Suddenly, the light becomes darker. So now it is time, says the man in military uniform. Yes, sir, says the other. A giant purple genie appears from the urn, letting out a monstrous roar. The dialogue is going way too fast for me to read right now. Well, it's quite different than I imagined. He lets out a big yawn as though he's been inside of it for literally 400 years. Who are you guys? Says the genie. They look at each other, perplexed. Welcome back, Genie of Darkness. I broke the seal and released you. Therefore, I am your master. Oh, is that right? Whatever, fine. Says the genie. Suddenly he has an idea. That's right, I haven't eaten for 400 years. I have to eat something. I need food. Got you, he says, while pointing at the fat man. He picks him up. He cries for help and says not to do it. He eats him whole. Head first. Swallows him in one gulp. Delicious, says the genie, as the screen fades to black. The scene changes to a nighttime outside a village with a windmill turning. A young girl runs from behind the windmill. It's a very barren land in a moonlit sky. She runs up the stairs into a house. She knocks on the door and enters. Hi, how are you today? She says. Tone, it's already started. Come on, let's go. I finally gain control of the dialogue and no longer have to hastily read. Tone, it's already started. Come on, let's go. See, I told you. You should have hurried. Come on, we're late. I'm a staff member this year, so I have to go. Sorry. Tone sits at a table with his presumably mother. A giant banquet of food and drinks, and a single candle in the middle. The girl closes the door and leaves. I see she left you, says his mother. Tone, hurry up. Tone takes a sip of his food and places on his infamous green hat. He runs out the house hurriedly, joy on his face. It's still night. The village is illuminated by various fires. Several dancers are dancing in the middle around the bonfire. Various villagers of all kinds of shapes and sizes strut their stuff in the village square. It's actually been a very long time since I've watched these cutscenes, myself, personally. Normally when I speedrun this, you skip this scene, so it's been a very long time since I've seen this. Tone looks up to see a shadow figure in front of the moon. It's the genie, holding the military-clad man in his hand. Look at the insects squirm about. Start here. He gestures to the genie. The genie fires a laser down at the ground, clapping his feet in joy, firing lasers from his feet and dancing and twirling in the moonlit sky. The beams don't let up. The lasers come crashing down like meteors, destroying everything in its sight. Homes decimated. Torches toppled. Toan looking around in panic. He sees the young girl about to be crushed by a tower. He rushes to save her. He dives. The screen fades to white. The genie comes crashing down into the village. Toan and the young girl's fate unknown. We come to a screen of black with Toan laying in the center. Drips emanating to form a light of green beneath him. "Hi there," says somebody. "Can you hear me? Open your eyes. Wake up." Toan comes to his senses, startled. An old man stands before him with a staff. "I am the Fairy King. I'm the entity that unites all of nature's spirits. Listen well, young one, something bad has happened. Men blinded by greed have revived the Dark Genie. This Dark Genie is terribly powerful. Its power is so great that it could destroy the entire world. You saw your own village being destroyed right before your eyes. Not just your village, in a flash, many villages and towns were destroyed. In one night, half of your world was annihilated," he says. Toan has flashbacks to that night. "It must have been men from the east that performed the resurrection ceremony," says the old man. "Probably thinking to use its black demon power for war without realizing how frightening it really is. It is darkness, pure darkness itself. Long ago, this so-called Dark Genie almost destroyed the entire world. Its malevolence is that great. The bad thing is that it is the same type of magical power as us, spirits. Unfortunately, we aren't powerful enough to destroy it. Young man, I see that you have a strong will that could withstand the evil power, and also a clear, kind heart. You might be able to fight against the darkness it generates. I decided to stake our fate on you. Let me bless you with power." He shoots a light into Toan's crest on his hand. "Surprised?" says the man. "That's called Atlamilia. It's a stone with a magical power." "Oh, don't look that way, boy. I'll explain now. It might get too bright for your eyes for a moment." A white flash. They're suddenly transported back into the village, but nothing is there. It's a blank canvas. "Do you know where this is? This is no simple empty lot. This was your village. But do not lose heart. As long as you have that stone, you can return it to its original form. You see, before the village was destroyed by that genie, I saved the building and people by sealing them in the spears called Atla. It seems those Atla were scattered all around by tremendous magic power. They were probably blown to different places around the world. It probably thinks everything is destroyed. You must restore the world before it realizes what happened. Absorb that which is sealed in the Atla using the Atlamilia end to bring them back. Then you'll be able to restore the world to its original form. You may even be able to create an even better world than before." Toan looks at his hand. You don't seem to understand anything I'm saying." "Well, I'll give you another lesson when you acquire some Atla." Toan scratches his head in confusion. "So long." In a flash, he dissipates into the air. Toan looks up, confused. Suddenly a butterfly, bright butterflies, appear before him. They fly up into the sunlight. Toan looks hopeful. "Toan, can you hear them? You should be able to hear them. Voices of the wind, voices of the trees, voices of the animals, and the voices of Earth. They are all calling for your help. Toan, you will probably meet and say goodbye to many people. In talking to those people, you may receive clues to defeating the darkness. Look for them. Now, Toan, your adventure will begin. First, go to the village chief's house. He'll show you where to go next." Title screen of Norone Village. Control is now granted to me, the player. I'm able to rotate the camera around and see that everything is just completely blank and empty, except for a giant blimp-like home, which belongs to the chief. I go inside. It's a cozy little home, kind of reminiscent of what you would imagine a grandparent's home to look like. A man on a couch stands up. Tone, you're alive. Seems like we're the only ones in the village that survived. We never dreamt this would happen. One night and our village is gone. Can you believe this, Tone? I feel so hopeless. I, the mayor of the village, can't do anything about it. What am I supposed to do now? Tone shakes his head, unsure of the answer. I guess the only thing we can do is get the help from that guardian of Norrin Village, Dran. Dran will not abandon us. He'll help us for sure. I have a favor to ask, Tone. Go to the Divine Beast Cave. Flashing bright red text to tell you it's a very important location. And tell Dran what happened. Divine Beast Cave is the cave outside towards the right-hand side. You've probably seen it before. I may be imagining things, but I sense something has changed about the cave. Be careful. This is the cave key. It appears in Tone's hands, the shape of a wing at its tallest point. I put the things you might need in your bag for you. Don't get carried away. If you get in trouble, come back here. I'll get you more supplies. Good luck. We gain control again. I check a closet. It's a spiky bug. I'll be using that for selling. Make a little bit of money in the early game. It has been quite a long time since I've played this, so while I have had a lot of experience playing this game over the years, I have not done a sort of casual playthrough in a very, very long time. There's a day-night cycle in Dark Cloud. In the top right corner, there is a clock that will always be moving to cycle through the times of day. If I press the select button or the left touchpad on my PlayStation controller, and I should mention I am playing the PS2 version that is ported to PS4 on my PS5. It'll give me an overhead view, which I can actually use to quickly travel to where I need to go. We are now about to enter Dran's cave, where we will go through a extensive tutorial. I will probably paraphrase the tutorial for you. Divine Beast Cave. We go to basement floor 1. 8 symbols are shown, each representing an atla that we have to try and collect. However, on floor 1, most of these atla will not be actually necessary to progress the game. This will not be a 100% playthrough. It will just be a sort of bare minimum casual playthrough to make it through the game in a timely manner. I select floor 1. Tone descends the staircase. The door shuts closely behind him. The old man is down here. Once again, Tone is shocked. He says, "It's for real this time, Tone. From here on, you'll be put to the true test. First, conquer this wretched Divine Beast Cave and find Dran's lair. That's your first goal. Since you're a beginner, I'll give you a lesson on how to fight in the dungeon. We have to find gate keys. Gate keys are dropped by one enemy on each floor. Certain enemies will or may not drop these gate keys. Typically, flying enemies do not drop gate keys. It's usually the ground floor enemies that use melee attacks and such that will be dropping them. If we want to leave the dungeon, the game uses a colorful phrase known as Mind Connect. I mean, typically it's just, select to leave the dungeon, but the game wants you to know that it is a sort of mind connection type of gimmick to leave. The game is displaying very colorful, playful, cartoon-style graphics for this tutorial at the moment. Weapons are one of the biggest points of Dark Cloud that are make or break, no pun intended for some people. They're currently explaining how weapons can break in this game and how you have to use things such as repair powder in order to repair your weapons before they break. If weapons do break, they are gone. So it is going to be very important that I am always paying attention and making sure I'm repairing my weapons. I can find weapons in chests, and eventually as we get more characters, different types of weapons will open up for me. He's also explaining to me right now how I have to go around and collect the Atla to restore the village. Not all Atla is required to continue to the next area, just certain ones for story progression. And it is now left up to me. I just want to take this time to reacquaint myself with the controls of Dark Cloud. Since it's been a little bit, I can rotate the camera with L1, R1. I can move around with the left joystick, rotate the camera with the right joystick. Swing my sword with the X button. There is a meter in the bottom left that makes sure that I cannot swing my weapon too much, otherwise it has to refill. One of the biggest points of contention in the top left is the water meter, which will slowly drain as I go through the dungeon, and I must replenish it, otherwise my health will start to drain if I run out. I will refrain from stepping on that symbol on the ground right now, because that can put me into a state of varying good or bad outcomes. I touch an Atla, and I get a lamp. Certain things are required. Lamp is actually one of them, and getting extra lamps is fine because we can use it on the outside to get things such as more inventory space. I open a chest and get an item called Magical Crystal. This will actually display the location of items and enemies on my map, though the map right now is invisible. This is a roguelike game, which the dungeons are completely randomly generated every playthrough. This means that I will never know exactly where to go. Everything is random. Every turn is random. The dead ends are unpredictable to some degree. And this item now is displaying where all of the items and enemies are. I'm trying to figure out what the lock-on button is, and I am definitely struggling to figure that out right now. I defeat a skeleton and he drops a loaf of bread. The tunnels down here are very barren. Lots of browns, lots of torches. It feels very lonely. Skeleton soldier approaches. I finish him with a swift combo and he drops 5 gold. Dasher enemy looks like a giant hedgehog with a big club. They like to hit and run. They are quite annoying to hit. Every time I go to hit him, he bashes and runs away. I'm starting to realize just how rusty I am at Dark Cloud. He gets a slam attack on me and runs away. He's defeated. I won't be choosing to open all Atla on this floor, unless it's right in front of me. If there's some way off in the distance that is not necessary to open, I will probably pass, and if I have to come back. There is only a small chance that one of the Atla I need will appear on floor 1. Oh my goodness. There are 3 dashers in this room I'm in right now. Ah, yes, the bats. Ooh, a stamina drink. I just got it from a chest. That's actually very big. Stamina drinks will go a long way for defeating the boss. And I'm poisoned. That most likely means that I will be dying, but at this point in the game, that's actually kind of fine. Bat kind of got a sneak attack in on me. If I die, it's just going to respawn me outside, and the dungeon will be re-randomized. The beginning floors of Dark Cloud can be quite brutal. A bar of soap. Unfortunately, if I don't have an antidote, there's really not much I can do. And I finally figured out what the lock-on button was again, which is the circle button. And I'm dead from poison. Once I'm able to lock on, the dashers will be much easier to take down. Floor 1 used to always be a very big reset point for the speedruns as well. If you don't get the items that you need, or you get sneak attacked by a bat, it can be quite brutal to try and survive, especially if you get poisoned. There's almost nothing you can do, you're just going to be dead. Turns out taking a couple years off from playing Dark Cloud is quite a learning experience once again. I re-enter Divine Beast Cave. Now that I'm able to lock on, hopefully the dashers will be a little bit easier to take down. Finally take down a dasher. I had to try and remember how to actually approach fighting them, which is to attack them right before they're about ready to attack you. Will not be attacking any bats. Unfortunately, I did lose my magical item, which means that I will no longer know where enemies or chests or items are. And my thirst meter is now empty. That means my health will slowly drain. I did receive an escape powder, which would have been useful while I was poisoned before. Ooh, and a power-up powder that is used to level up my weapons. All quite useful items at the moment. Don't think there are any melee enemies here. Nope, just flying bats. We do leave. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I remember waking up early in the morning before school to play this. It's one of the only games I ever did that for, except for like an MMORPG or something. I would, wake up early for school and boot this up and play it for half an hour or 45 minutes before I would head off. And it was just absolutely a mind-blowing game for the time. I had never played anything like it. I guess you could say it was like my first roguelike experience, as many people as well. We didn't really realize what we were playing at the time. I fall into the water pool. You can hear the water rushing down in a little mini waterfall. All you gotta do is just walk into the water to refill the water meter. I get the magical crystal that will now show me where all the enemies and items are. I get the map as well, a little bit late. I did receive a bone key, which is going to be required to unlock a door to progress through the rest of the dungeon. I do apologize for the bats. They can be a little bit screeching sounding for such a video that is meant to help you fall asleep, but I aim to keep the volume low enough so that hopefully they will not be too much of a burden on your ears as you try and relax. I will also not really be using a certain speed tech. I will show it very briefly. If you run with the camera at a sort of 45-degree angle like this, you actually do move faster. But because it is quite, well, obscuring to what I'm showing you guys, I will mostly be running normally. Helps me commentate, and it helps, the gameplay remain a little bit more interesting. Maybe when I get Dran's Feather, which helps me move really fast through the dungeon, I may implement it here and there. My weapon is about to break. I have not found any repair powders, which is not good. Hopefully there's one in this chest. My weapon has 8 out of 48 durability right now. If it breaks, I can still do damage with the dagger, the starting dagger. However, I think it only does 1 damage per swing. The beeping intensifies quite greatly once you are about to break your weapon, and there's really nothing I can do about that. I did get the item that I need to leave though, so we are going to head back. Head to the second floor, and we're going to port out of here so that I can get this weapon repaired. I feel like I have memory of the mayor giving me a free repair powder if I talk to him. I might have to try that. Okay, we leave the dungeon temporarily. I actually made a fan site for Dark Cloud way back in the day. I was such a big fan of this game. I wrote a guide as well. I wrote a pretty comprehensive fishing guide. I was very into fishing at the time. We exit the dungeon and Tone is shocked. The old man is before us once again. Seems like you finally came back with some Atla. Very well, I shall teach you as I promised. He's currently showing us the tutorial for how to place objects back into the game world from the Atla orbs that we find in the dungeon. Pretty much it just boils down to pressing our select button and taking the Atla and placing them in the game world. So for example, you place a house, and then you can place the people inside, and fences, and lamps. And then if you complete the entire object, you tend to get rewarded with chests inside and outside of the house or the building. And they tend to be quite helpful items. As of right now, I do not think that I have... okay, I do have Macho's house, so we can place Macho down. I will place houses that, even if they are not required to continue the story, it will give me chests that may be helpful. And we'll get some cutscenes. So I placed down Macho's house, I put Macho himself inside. I am not sure what other object needs to go here in order to spawn the house. But as of right now, oh, that is right, it has to be another person. So right now we just have Macho and Macho's house. I have 5 trees I can place, and I will place them just for the aesthetic reasons of it. Normally there is no reason to place them. I'm not following any kind of guide to go for 100%. I'm just going to be loosely placing things down. There is a chest or two outside here of Macho's house. As I gather them, we got bread and water. That'll help a little bit on the inside of the dungeon. I don't think there will be anything inside, but let me just check to be sure. I think this only starts spawning chests once I start placing items in the house itself. But what do you say we talk to Macho real quick and see what he has to say? Because I'll be honest, I don't... Oh, he's gone. A blue arrow does indicate where characters are standing off in the distance, and they pop into view once you get close, because PS2 had its limitations back in the day. Macho just says that our smile brightens his day. Let me go talk to the mayor real quick and see if my memory serves me correct. I feel like if I talk to him, he'll give me a repair powder, but I could be wrong. And he doesn't give me anything. Okay. Just making sure there was no chest up top in his home here. Back into the dungeon we go. A lot of you that are watching this video may also be wondering to yourself, why not just stream this? Well, I will tell you it is a lot easier to do this style of commentary and keep a calm mood when I am not trying to project my voice in a certain way and entertain, you know, over 100 people at a time. This is just way easier to locally record. No webcam means that I don't have to put on any sort of performance. I'm able to more easily keep my voice at a calm, relaxing level to hopefully get you to sleep. Now I'm going to see if my knife is repaired. I actually don't recall how this works. Okay, it did not repair my weapon when I left. That is quite interesting. There is definitely a way to repair this weapon. I think I may need to talk to the mayor twice. Like I said, it's been a while. I want to get rid of that beeping noise so you guys don't have to hear that while you're trying to rest. I'm also trying to keep the game volume at a quite low level. I want you to focus on my voice and not so much the sound effects and music of the game. Do I have... I don't have any repair powders on me. Oh, yes, actually, I completely lied. There was one in my inventory by default. Sorry about that. It's not going to be a perfect playthrough. There will be no edits in this playthrough as well, so you're going to get my raw, uncut gameplay as I go through. Trials and tribulations and all. There are 16 floors, if I remember correctly, for Divine Beast Cave. I cannot guarantee that we will get through all of them in this video. Perhaps we make it halfway. Perhaps we make it almost all the way. Perhaps we make it all the way. It depends how tired I get. I don't want to force things. It depends how much commentary is required with cutscenes. And please, if you're enjoying this video, not right now, I want you to relax and try and sleep. But if you remember in the morning to leave the video a like. Ooh, I got the key straight away. And wow, we've entered a room with... I've rarely ever seen something like this before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6 Atla in the same room. Oh my goodness. If this were a speedrun right now, this would be unbelievably lucky. You would certainly be on some sort of world record pace with this sort of luck being spawned into one room. Typically you see 2 or 3, but not 6. There can only be 8 Atla on a floor. And getting the exit key right away is also just incredible luck. And this is why I've always liked this game as a speedrun, because every time you play it, you never really know what to expect. I will tell you though, my commentary will calm down a little bit as we go. In the beginning of the video here, I do want to keep up my commentary to help lull you into a sleep. However, as things go on, my commentary will gradually start to fade, and I will just interject with intermittent commentary on the things I'm doing, so you can just take in the very low sound effects of tones, footsteps through the dungeon, the relaxing music of the Divine Beast Cave, and of course the battle music that we all know, love, and sometimes hate because it just never stops popping up. I pulled out a cricket of sorts, or a grasshopper. Do I go to the next floor? I think we're going to keep exploring. See if we can find a new weapon before we leave. There will be a lot of items that are meant for fishing. For this playthrough, I may do a little bit of fishing, but probably not going to be a main focus. And I may only continue this sleepy playthrough of Dark Cloud if it seems like people are enjoying it. I know this is going to be a very niche thing. This won't be for everybody. It is quite experimental. So if you do enjoy it, like I said, when you wake up in the morning, remember to leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Those will go a long way to support the video because, like I said, there will be no ads during this huge video. So, ad revenue will be almost non-existent, so any support that you can show just by leaving a like or comments is very appreciated. Just dodging a lot of enemies right now. The nice thing about getting the chest key early is that I don't have to worry about killing anything. I'm just opening chests, hoping to find a weapon. And we did find our first big chest of the playthrough. We're going to guess the trap, and I'm going to guess that it is a explosion. Nice. There are 3 options when you open a big chest. Ooh, and we got a Gladius. Okay, Gladius is a B tier weapon. There are S tier weapons, there are A tier weapons, there are B tier, and there are D tier. Gladius is considered a B tier among the speedrunners, so it's not terrible, not amazing, but a nice replacement that I will be equipping. Gladius is very nice down here because it comes with the holy element, which means that killing skeletons will be quite nice and easy. And I'm going to make my way to the next floor and give you all a moment of silence to hopefully start to drift off to sleep. I use the crest key and advance to floor 3. I am mostly looking for the Atla of Gaffer's buggy right now, an odd gaffer and supplies, and I believe sign is required. I got the lamp. That will allow me to make the store in this game with Gaffer's buggy. I will then be able to start buying things like Dran's feather, which will let me move faster, repair powders, bombs, all sorts of fun stuff. Ah yes, the tutorial for locking on. Something that even I could have used earlier on. They're also going through a tutorial right now for elements. There are various gems that you can essentially equip in this game that are needed to level up your weapons and evolve them into new weapons. But it also gives you different elements for fighting certain enemies. I will specifically be hoping to find an ice element, because the boss is weak to ice. However, if I don't find it, I can always buy it. We are now on floor 3. I required a river. My house. And one of the worst enemies that you can possibly fight, the statue. The statues are notorious for eating up your weapon durability. I will fight this one, but it may be better to leave him for now, because I really don't want to break my weapons. If he ends up having the key, then I have to come back. It is what it is. It's a very tall stone-like enemy with a giant lance with a downward swing. Very easy to avoid, but they are very bad for your weapon. I've acquired the magical crystal. And another level up, power powder. Very nice. Fighting a skeleton now with my Gladius. Swiftly defeating him in 2 hits, 21 damage per swing. Each hit depletes my weapon durability by 1. My Gladius is at 43 out of 45. And I have acquired the Gaffer's buggy. Now we just gotta find the Gaffer himself. Charm oil is used to access a back room, which is sort of like a secret optional area. I will be opting to not visit those areas for this playthrough for the sake of brevity. Well, maybe at some point I may venture inside to see what we can find. Toan is getting thirsty. We need to find some water. I do have water in my inventory, which will let me remove the beeping. For the sake of this playthrough, because I know that the sound is quite annoying, I will be opting to carry a lot of water with me and repair powders, so that way you never get beeping for me having low health or low weapon HP. I decided to defeat a statue to no avail. Quickly dropping my weapon durability down to 17 out of 45. But like I said, I do have a repair powder to help with that. There are currently 2 paths I can take, one north and one to the southwest. I'm going north. Several enemies are up here. As you can hear, we are passing a bat right now. Will the Gaffer be inside? We get Renee. And a map, more clearly marking where I may need to go. I am still waiting for the gate key to drop. Finding a very odd enemy, the stone dog. It's like a box-like enemy that unfolds itself like a transformer into a very strange-looking box-like dog animal. My Gladius is about to break, and to get rid of the beeping, I will go... Oh, actually, I used that one and only repair powder I had on my dagger. This means that I will have to switch back to my dagger. I don't want you guys to have to hear that beeping, and I also don't want to accidentally lose my weapon. However, what if I use level up powder? I don't remember if this repairs the weapon. It does not level up the durability again, unfortunately. So for that reason, I will switch back to my dagger, just to save your ears. But I also sort of have to, so I don't break the Gladius. Windmill blades acquired. I will continue to just kill the statue dogs, avoiding the actual statue enemies. Because, well, they're probably going to break my dagger as well. An interesting little tidbit about Dark Cloud when this game was out in Japan. Toen didn't have the combo, if you are choosing to watch this video. If you're not, my attacks are sort of like a left, right, jump slash downward. See how he has a sort of very simple little combo? Well, that did not exist when this game originally came out in Japan. It was just simple swings for Toen, and they added the combo system specifically for the US version, so they actually did a nice little upgrade. Ooh, my health. Oh no, I completely forgot about my health in the water. Oh my goodness. Toen is dead. Oh no, I forgot that your health doesn't beep when it's low, so I ran out of water and forgot to refill it, and then my health just drained. Well, at least this is off to a very interesting start. However, we can place down Toen's house. We'll try and make it a little bit neat next to Macho. Let's see, we got Renee, which is Toen's mother. Claude. So the Atla will sort of come in the shape of what you need to place there. I believe that's a barrel that I need for my house. Yes, I believe that is a barrel, which I do not have one. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got Gaffer's Buggy, one of the most important. I will place that right there. I don't have the Gaffer, unfortunately, but I will put in the lamp. And let's go see if we can pick up some chests here. Nope, they have not spawned yet. It is now turning to morning. Let's check Toen's house. No chests on the outside yet either. Let me go see if I could still swear talking to the mayor will give me a repair powder. Let's see if my memory is correct. Oh, he actually does give me it. I wasn't really reading his dialogue. He said, I put some supplies on you, I believe. Yes, there it is. There's the repair powder. My memory wasn't wrong. So I'm going to use the repair powder. And then I believe if I talk to him again, he will give me another one. A little bit of a trick here. Completely forgot about doing this. And then I can repair just like that by dragging it onto the weapon from this menu. Oh, I forgot I had some attachments. Let's equip them now. I'm going to put my Gladius back on. We're going to attribute, it's got holy, we're going to customize, and we're going to put endurance in there. Not the best right now, but it will allow us to stay in the fight just a little bit longer. Alright, back in we go. At the rate that I am going right now, it does seem like this is going to take a little bit to get through the Divine Beast Cave. But I thank you for your patience. We re-enter basement floor 3. There is one Atla remaining. I do need to find the exit key, which I did not find last time either. And of course, upon re-entry, we lose the layout of the previous visit, so that means everything is once again randomized. I have no map, and I have no idea of location of anything. And my water is about to run out. Oh, but I think there's some right... Nope, not around the corner. Let me use my tasty water. Hopefully we can find some items that give us a larger drink meter. Endurance +1. You will notice that after I kill enemies, I will sort of stand around for a while. That is because it takes enemies quite a long time to drop items or keys, so I will typically stand around for a few seconds, wait to see if they drop something, and then move on. For now, trying to avoid the statue enemies and just focusing on statue dogs and skeletons. Waiting to hear that magical little chime of the key drop. If you have any feedback or requests or advice or questions or anything like that, be sure to leave it in the comment. Maybe there's certain games you want me to do a video like this for in the future. If it does end up that these videos are just a little too niche for my main channel, I could see about putting them as member videos or putting it on my second channel or something. But we'll see how it goes. I'm really hoping that people that are looking for sleeping style content and like my commentary will like this enough for me to continue to upload them on my main channel. We've opened a large chest and a jester pops out. He's holding a small box in one hand and a large box in the other. Choosing the small box will most likely just give me items, or I think it has the chance of power-up powder. I want to go for the big box because it actually has a chance of giving me a weapon for towing. Most important right now. And just like that, we get the crysknife. Crysknife is considered an A-tier weapon, so better than the Gladius, but just having more weapons as backup right now, for when one starts to break, we can switch to another. I got a llama from the Atla. And I did get the key, right? If I recall correctly, let me double check this. Yes, I did. That means we are free to leave here. Unless I want to explore the floor for more items or chests. But I think we are going to opt to leave and advance to floor 4. There's no more Atla on this floor. I don't have Dran's feathers yet, so navigating around here will slowly be draining my water meter and just take a long time to get out of here in general, so let's move on. There is one thing I can do, is I can put items on my hotbar, so this way if I need to refill my water or refill my food, I can do that more quickly. I'll do this for now. Later I will be replacing this with better items. I will keep the water in my inventory for now, just in case. I don't want to accidentally use it. My Gladius weapon HP right now is a 12 out of 47, so we will be switching over to the crysknife soon enough. And I ascend to floor 4. Oh yes, basement floor 4, I forgot about this. This is a dual floor. A quick time event will occur. I will try my best to navigate it. 3 skeletons arise from the floor. Tone is shocked. Now you die, say the skeletons. Now I will have to concentrate here. What's going to happen is you're going to hear beeping and noises. It's essentially me just trying to hit certain buttons with very precise timing. I actually have to try and press the button slightly earlier than it seems. If I nail the timing correctly, and it has been a while, so I might be a bit rusty, I will get a very valuable gem as a reward, which can be slotted into weapons to make them more powerful and help level them up. The gem I get will be random. Let's hope I can get it. There is a actual fight beforehand, which I completely forgot about. Now here's the duel. Back when PS2 games had a bunch of QuickTime events. Very nostalgic. Left, circle. Left, circle, circle. And we got it. Tone defeats the skeleton. Excellent job. And we got a pearl. Ooh. I do not remember how good pearls are. I can actually check this right now. I do have a small little thing up on the side here that will tell me. So pearl gives 10 endurance, 10 thunder, and 10 undead. So not one of the better ones that I can get, but for its purpose right now, it will be quite good for this dungeon. But it is not a super useful one when it comes to... Here, let me switch my weapon. I do apologize. I will try my best for the purpose of these sleep videos to mitigate the beeping in Dark Cloud. Down to floor 5. Certain jewels will give better stats when it comes to leveling certain weapons. Some a little more useful than others. Floor 5, we have a cutscene with the old man once again. His outfit is a yellow and purple gown, very reminiscent of what a priest would look like in, say, a Dragon Quest game, with a top hat, a long beard that obscures his mouth, and big bug eyes. His staff has a wing on top that is reminiscent of Dran's feather. He's going to teach me about the charge attack, which just means holding down the circle button, which does have its uses against certain enemies. However, I need to be very careful about that, because if I use a charge attack against an enemy that is blocking especially, it will take a ton of my weapon HP. Once weapons get to +5, I am able to start turning them into synth spears, which you can then slot into other weapons to help level them up and absorb the stats of the previous weapon. The weapon level up system of Dark Cloud is quite intricate and one of the main reasons that you would want to play the game. Quickly switching back to my diorama list here. I do have a little list up on the side just in case I need it as a reference for what ones I may or may not still need. And of course a bat is here to greet us on floor 5. Wouldn't be a Divine Beast Cavern without a bat screeching in our ear nonstop. Let's take out the statue dog with our Chris knife. It is for the best to just ignore the bats. Trying to take one out and failing to hit it and it hits you will most likely result in you getting poisoned, and that can be a real pain to deal with at this point in the game. Got a chimney from this Atla. Oh, I keep forgetting there is a blocked path on this floor that requires a key in order to access it, so we'll have to go hunt that down. That'll come from a chest. There are 2 chests here, so it should be relatively fast to pin down which one has it. Gonna take a right path here. Putting my hotkey over, or hot cursor over the bread, so if I need to quickly heal, I'm able to heal. I kind of forget what button heals. I believe it is the square button. When the time comes, I'll find out. How about we use this opportunity? I'm going to kill this bat. And he poisoned me. And that is why, people, you take my advice and don't attack bats. I will antidote myself. But I wanted to do this because I think it's important for people trying to get to sleep. I think it is important to hear me not speak for certain moments and to just kind of let your mind relax a bit. We're going to take a break inside of the small little pond and waterfall because my water meter will not deplete. Enjoy this little break of Tone waddling around in the water with the sounds of the waterfall and the very, very faint footsteps of the statue enemy in the distance. Let me increase the volume for your ASMR pleasure. Slowly drifting off to sleep. Just the sounds of the waterfall. Tones occasional plodding through the water. And the soft, quiet footsteps of the statue enemy in the distance. Slowly lowering the volume back down to the previous levels, and we now resume our venture through the Vine Beast Cavern. I attempted to take out the statue, draining my weapon HP down to 32 out of 55. I'm rewarded with endurance +2. I will equip this. I can choose to put the pearl in this weapon, but it will be very important that I don't let this break. If a weapon breaks, you lose all attachments inside of it. Pretty devastating. Still seeking the key to access the later part of this level. For a moment, since the video has been going on for an hour now, if you are still struggling to sleep, I am going to reduce the amount of commentary I give for the next couple of floors. When I try and sleep by listening to a video, I think it is very important, and it does help me. We've acquired the Dran's Crest. It does help me when there are moments of silence, where the person I'm listening to does not speak. So I will slow my commentary for a brief moment as we go through floor 5 and floor 6. We have been plagued by a little bit of bad luck. I am still seeking the skeleton key to open the door. I've acquired it. I can leave right now, go to floor 6, but I am opting to run over to the far right side and check the 3 Atla that are located over there. If I skip them and there is one that I need, I will have to come back to floor 5 and start all over again, which would not be good. Ladder acquired. Odd Gaffer acquired. We can now open the shop. Lamp acquired. And of course, being granted the map at the very end after I have already uncovered the entire map. That's Dark Cloud for you. I will now make my way to floor 6, but I will opt to leave this time and go back and make the shop with Odd Gaffer. Let me place down Paige's house. Most importantly, let us place the odd gaffer into the gaffer's buggy. And then I must go speak to him to figure out what else he needs. Oops. Now that he's told us what he needs, we can go in and place it. He needs a sign, which I do have. Or at least I hope I have. I do not have the sign, unfortunate. I'm really hoping that's not what was on floor 1. Let's place our small windmill. Let's place a little river. Perfect. Trying to see where I gotta put this llama. It looks like it goes in my house. I remember Pike's house giving something good, though I don't recall what it gives. Windmill. Put windmill blades on that, and a ladder. And the small windmill is done. Let's see if we get something for it. I do not. Unfortunately, I cannot buy anything yet. But we can open some chests here. Speed +3 and a fluffy donut. Fluffy donut, very useful. That will refill my HP, so I will opt to hold on to it. It'll increase my max HP by, I believe, 10? 5 or 10? I can't remember. But it will refill my HP, so using that in a dungeon is quite nice. But I need to make a quick stop over at the mayor's house so that we can get our repair powders, because still I am not finding any in the dungeons, which is very unlucky. So I will abuse this to make sure that my weapons are topped off. Got one done. Gladius, I'm not sure if my dagger is full, but I'm going to take one anyway for the road to fill that up. Oh, and in case you're wondering, no. I will not be doing any broken dagger glitches in this game. Alright, let me just check my weapons, see what we got equipped here. So we have the Chris knife equipped. Let's make sure that it's got some good stuff slotted in. Do I want endurance? We'll do 3 speed. And make sure to grab one more repair powder for the dungeon. And off we go. So I need to find supplies. It will be anywhere between floor 6, 7, and 8. So it cannot appear after floor 8, so it'll be on one of the next few floors. The sooner the better. It is a possibility it is on floor 1, but we're just going to take the chance that it is not. Floor 6 is the first floor in the game that can have mimic chests, so that will be fun. Toan enters the dungeon and sees a cat, of all things, prowling around. It looks at Toan shocked, as does Toan look at it. It runs away, before giving one last look, and then running. It's gone. New floor, new Atla locations, more bats to greet us. Let's go refill our water because it is about to start beeping. More bats. And our first mimic. I will have to defeat mimics because they can drop keys to exit. I received a smack from the bat. Luckily, we are not poisoned. Ooh, there is a statue here, but I am going to opt to ignore it for now. If I do get supplies, I may exit prematurely, just so that I can stock up on things to make going through the dungeon a lot easier. Once I get Dran's Feather, which will essentially double, practically, or maybe even more, my movement speed, things will go a lot smoother. There are a lot of statues on this floor. I am starting to feel like I may have to kill them. I get the magic crystal to show me the locations of items and chests and enemies. Ooh, we did get an ice gem. Very nice. That will be useful against the boss. Well, actually, I take that back. We still kind of need to buy one, I believe. Let me check this. Yes, that is just something that you throw. That is not one of the gems that you equip, unfortunately. And another mimic. Ooh, when they block, it really takes my weapon durability down. I gotta be careful. I think the best way to do it is just short little smacks against the mimics. The mimics in this game have one giant eye and a green tongue that sticks out with teeth and long arms as they hop around in their chest. Skeletons are now swiftly defeated by one slash. Ooh, gotta remember, don't do the combo against mimics. Gotta bait out their attack. And there is the key to leave, thankfully. I will use my repair pattern now, just because I'm afraid I'm gonna get blocked and it'll break. I really don't want to lose this weapon. There is one more Atla on this floor, however, and I will go check it before we leave. I will leave you with a little bit of silence as we make our way there. 3 chests also dot the end of this dungeon. Perhaps a new weapon awaits. Upstairs storage, not the supply sign that we need. No weapon chests. Stonebreaker. Which can be a little useful against the statues, though it'll still drain our weapon HP quite substantially. Perhaps I should equip it now before I forget into something. Let's put it in our Gladius. So now that gives us, if you check here, it gives us, well, it should have given me more damage against rock. Oh, there it is, only 3. It's better than nothing. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that I only just now remembered that I made myself some nice green tea with a little bit of honey as I recorded this video. It is probably ice cold by now. I do have it in a thermal cup, but let's find out. It is definitely almost cold. but that's okay. I'm like, my throat is getting, it's starting to feel the effects of commentating nonstop for an hour and 15 minutes, so I am going to take a very brief green tea break here. A little bit of sip ASMR for you as we ascend, or descend in this case, onto floor 7, I believe. I am about to be taught about the curse mechanic. Well, actually, they're teaching me about back floors, which I will be avoiding for now. They tend to have very lucrative items, but they're also quite dangerous. Not something I should be going to quite yet. Oh no. Oh, this is a cursed floor. So when I use a weapon, it reduces the level of my weapon as I swing with it, and I can't change my weapon. So this is going to be very interesting. Oh, no. I got cursed by a wizard enemy. Got my magical crystal. Which is fine, because I couldn't change my weapon anyway. We need to find the exit to this level pronto. Speed +1. Those enemies do not drop keys, so they will be ignored. Typically, I would have the shop set up by now, which would make this section a lot easier. You could just bomb a lot of enemies, but we don't have that. Ooh, a stamina drink. So unfortunately, using this weapon right now is actually lowering the level instead of raising the level. Got the bone key, which is good. We will probably need that. Really hoping the key is not going to drop off of this giant, huge fish enemy. I forget the name. It's like the Opar. Ooh, I took a wrong turn. Okay, hold on. Dealing with 2 bats and this wizard. Uh-oh, we need water soon. Things are getting a little dire here. If I had a bomb, killing this thing would give me a very useful item for leveling a certain weapon. Ooh, man. Alright, I might have to try and kill these. I also need water. I may try and throw a blizzard gem. I want to try and keep my distance as much as I can from these. Let's see if I can remember how to throw. Square. Okay, that works. Opars. Ooh, I still got the sea killer. Okay, so you don't have to use a bomb. So that will come in use if I want to get an early certain weapon later on. I really don't remember the exact build for it. Ooh, do I risk this? Oh, man. There are 2 Opar in here. They're a giant fish-like enemy that slam the ground, and if they hit you, they slow you. I really don't want to be slowed. I do have the item to cure it. I think I'm going to take my chance and ignore them and go to a different room that has 5 enemies that have a chance of dropping a key. Hopefully it's a skeleton, something a little easier to kill. One of them is blocking a chest right now. Quite annoying. I think I'm just going to ignore the chests. Getting quite trolled on this floor right now. We do have skeletons behind the door. 2 of them. Get the 2 for 1. Ooh, that block though, I gotta be very careful of that. Master jacket skeletons Not only do they revive themselves, but they have a shield that can block and drastically reduce my weapon durability. There is a weapon chest. Hopefully we get something good. I got a sign. Is that the sign that I needed? Yes, it was. That is the sign. I was making sure it didn't have a different name. That means we can go open the shop. Oh, no, no key from the skeleton. We got one more skeleton. Otherwise I have to kill Opars. Nice. Skeleton dropped Dran's crest, so we may exit. Very good, because I did not want to have to kill the Opars. I'm going to choose that it's poison. Oh, I guessed correctly, because I didn't have an antidote to cure poison. We got a base lard. Base lard is considered to be a D tier weapon, so that will be used as a backup in case of emergency. And we may now exit. The exit is a little bit far away, so please enjoy the silence as I make my way there. We make our way to floor 8. We're about to meet a little friend, so we will not leave yet. Tone sees the character from the very beginning of the game with the silver hair that was watching the genie being summoned. He says, "Well done making it here. I had a good look at your ability." Or maybe it was just that stone on your left arm. Tone looks at him shocked. How does he know about this? No doubt that is the legendary Atlamilia, a treasure from the gods that only the worthy can possess. Hard to believe you are worthy of it, but that's not the issue here. The character just stands there with a giant buster-like sword. Certainly stronger looking than whatever Tone has currently equipped. Would you be so kind as to hand it over to me? Tone looks at it, confused. He says no by shaking his head. Tone is a silent protagonist if you haven't caught on yet by now. I see. So you intend to use that stone to restore the world, a noble goal. But even if you restore the world, the destruction could repeat itself unless you defeat the Dark Genie. Unfortunately, such a task is beyond your abilities. It is a being powerful enough to destroy the world in an instant. No weapon or man can stand and face it alone. Tone just stands there and looks at him. I've come to this place, or rather this time, for that stone. I need that stone, more than you do, actually. There is a great deal about that stone that you don't comprehend yet. Ugh, he gasped, grabbing his stomach and lynching over. Tone looks shocked. He lets out a groan. Suddenly, the man with silver hair lets out a growl. His eyes turn red. Pardon me, I do ramble on sometimes, he said. Well, if you will not hand over the stone willingly, then I have no choice. Let's see what you can do as the one supposedly entitled to the stone. Quick-time event ensues. As he lunges at Tone with a jumping attack. I press X, I press left, dodging his swings. He has a fencing-like stance. Circle. Circle. Tone hits him twice, but he blocks his attacks as he gets kicked to the ground by the man with silver hair. But we do pass the test. Our present from the fairies is a terror stone. You did quite well. How's this then? Says the man. Emitting a glowing light from his hand, Tone panics. He looks to the side. The cat is there shivering next to him. He shoots the orb of light. Tone blocks the laser in a Dragon Ball Z style fashion, falling backwards to the ground. The man approaches him. Toan wiping blood from his cheek. You amuse me, boy. You can't even handle an attack as meager as this. You cannot be worthy of the stone. Holding a sword to Toan's face, the cat shivering behind Toan. The man in silver recognizes that there's a cat behind him and laughs. It's not that you couldn't dodge, you simply didn't dodge deliberately. Fine then. That's it for today. I think I'm beginning to see why the fairies chose you. It'll be amusing to see how well you do. He turns away. I will offer you some free information, though. You cannot defeat the Dark Genie even with the stone, not yet. If you have even a vague desire to defeat it, you must become stronger. And I almost forgot. Toan stands up. He tosses up an item. Toan catches it. I have a gift for you. Have that little one return you the favor. See you soon. He turns and walks away. An item materializes in Toan's arms. It's a changing potion. The silver-haired man is gone. The cat looks at Toan, gives a small meow, and leads Toan away to the exit of the dungeon. Before turning into an Atla, Toan shocked. The cat transforms into a ball. Let's go touch it. We get ourselves the stray cat Atla. And then, if I remember correctly, I think I have to exit the dungeon because in order to continue, well, let's not spoil it yet, in case you've never seen Dark Cloud before. Do they let me leave? No, it looks like I have to use a... Huh, what did they make me do in this instance if I don't have an escape powder? Interesting. We leave the dungeon. First things first, let's finish up our Atla. Open up the shop, most importantly. Using our sign. Gaffer's buggy is complete, which we now get an event when we spawn down and talk. Toan approaches, and the gaffer with his buggy is putting up the sign that we just equipped. He's an old man with a hat that blocks a lot of sun, a long sack-like attire with some sandals on. But he is going to be one of the most useful characters that we unlock in the game. I'm skipping through his dialogue so that we can get a little bit faster to the shop. Alright, so I will be selling a lot of stuff that I don't need. So just gotta double tap. This might be a little bit loud, I do apologize. I'm gonna sell all fishing stuff for now. I'm only gonna hang on to... Do I need the manual? Can I get rid of the manual? Nope. I can get rid of most of this stuff. So I'm going to hold on and reorganize my items a little bit here. Ooh, I got an emerald. The emeralds, which I was going to check. Let me check on this. The emeralds gives 10 magic damage, 10 dragon, and 10 plant damage. That will be a little bit more useful in the next dungeon. So now let's buy and stock up on revival powder. This way it is very unlikely that I will die and have to leave the dungeon. We're going to stock up on a ton of repair powders. Get a little bit of water to save your ears from having to listen to that. A little bit of healing. I think I'll take one escape powder. Take an antidote to be safe. And that's good. We still got 500 gold, but so you know what? We'll stock up on a few more of these. No bombs. Am I forgetting something? When does he enable bombs again? I can't remember. Okay. That should be good. So I'm going to equip... Let's equip revival powder. Oh, you can only do one at a time. Guess I'll just put my repair powders... Oh, never mind. You can't equip that there. Huh, I must be forgetting something. He's supposed to sell Dran's feather and bombs. I don't remember what causes that. Um... Trying to look this up real quick. Hmm. Am I forgetting? I must be forgetting something. Interesting. He's supposed to sell bombs and Dran's feathers, but I don't know why he's not. I guess something I didn't do right with opening the store. Hmm. I'm actually going to look this up real quick. Gaffer, Buggy, Dark Cloud does not sell bombs and Dran's feathers. Oh, that's right. I think I have to make Pike's house. No wonder that I remember we used to put down Pike's house before assembling Gaffer's buggy. Or at least one of these other houses, I don't remember which. Interesting. I don't remember. Well, this is interesting. Oh, right. I think I have to build my house first, and then do Gaffer's buggy, and then that should unlock more items, hopefully. So, we have Shao, or sorry, the Stray Cat, and that should fix my problem. I'm so used to, in the past, following the speedrun guide, so I did things in a very particular order. So doing it out of order really confused me for a moment, but thankfully I think I figured it out. I enter my house. The llama is down here, and the stray cat that we found. Let's head upstairs. Our mom should be inside. And of course she's not. Perhaps we need to find her up. There she is. Tell me how to rebuild the house. We need a chimney, I think. But there it is. And upstairs storage. We got an event. The cat is on the table with her mom, and she says, "Good, you just came in time." Look. Owen approaches the cat. A little kitty cat wandered in here. Yes, Mom, we know. The cat jumps into Towen's arms. Towen, let's give this kitty a name, alright? I'm gonna name the cat Xiao, because that's the default name. Xiao. Xiao, that's a good name. Your name is Xiao. Hi, Xiao. The cat meows. It's nighttime. Let's go back inside. We have a particular other item still. Let's grab our miracle chest to get a repair powder. Not that we need it anymore. Open my inventory and use the changing potion on the cat, which is on my bed upstairs. Suddenly, the cat lifts up into the air, floating with lights emitting from it. Towen looks shocked. The cat sparkles, it flashes, and suddenly, poof, out comes a little cat girl. A humanoid cat. She says, "What's this?" She's got long ears, a bell around her neck, claw-like hands and feet. She says, "Whoa, I'm totally like a human." "Wow, how did you do it, Master? Are you a wizard?" Towen shakes his head no. "Oh well, never mind. Well, anyways, Xiao wants to help Master with the adventure. Can I, please?" as she wags her tail. "Say yes." Well, we didn't see Towen's answer, so I guess that's a yes. And there is the fanfare music for Xiao becoming an ally and joining the team. We can now use Xiao in the dungeon. Also, something else I actually have not ever realized. In the background there, you can see Towen's hat, his poncho, and his boots in the background. Xiao hugs Towen's leg. Actually, my sub notification on Twitch, if you're familiar with it. Is that a new friend? I haven't seen her around here. Towen has no answer. One of the only text bubbles he gets in the game. Towen, a voice calls out. The screen flashes to black. Towen looks around, confused. The old man is in front of him once again. "It's been a while," he says. "Ah, so you have an ally to help you through your adventure. Now let me give you some tips about allies." We're going to skip through this tutorial. Essentially, you can just swap between characters in the dungeon. They all have their own unique weapons. They have their own unique annoying sounds. Xiao likes to make little cat noises as you shoot her slingshots. You will learn to probably hate her sounds after a while. Alright, we still have a little bit to do here with the diorama. We need to put Pike into Paige's house. And we don't have Paige yet. Let's put this down. Put this in there. And let's see if we can find Paige's house. There it is. Let's see if he's inside right now. Pick up some items. Even items that are not useful to use can be sold for a good amount of money. Let's see if those events caused Gaffer to have the correct items. Nope, not yet. Kind of hoping that there's that I don't have to do this in a certain order. I really wonder if he's ever gonna sell bombs and feathers and stuff. Ooh. Oh man, I did things totally out of order. So it looks like, according to GameFAQs from a post from 16 years ago, by me not putting down Pike's house first while Pike is in his house and then making Gaffer's buggy, Gaffer will not sell Dran's feathers and he won't sell bombs. Oh boy. I think eventually another shop can open up in a couple of dungeons from now. Uh, or perhaps, I really don't remember if something can happen in the next area. But it might be a little bit before I'm able to buy trans feathers and bombs and such, which, yeah, that's going to be interesting, because I am very much used to having trans feathers and bombs at this point in the game. I'm not sure there's any way to remedy this. But the adventure must go on, right? So this is definitely going to be a slightly harder handicapped playthrough of Dark Cloud, that is for sure. Not having my trusty bombs, and especially Dran's feathers. I should be able to get a pocket from the mare here. Oh, Fruit of Eden. Yes, that is very useful. If I remember right, should be able to get an extra inventory item from this, maybe? No? I think eventually one spawns in the closet. Okay, let's just take a double look here, make sure we've got everything placed. Let's put down Claude's house. Claude, I do have. Put him down, put down a bench. Put down a lamp. Put down cabin. Fence. And let's find out what Claude needs. Is Claude outside? Yes, he is. Hey, Toan. I thought I was finished when I was put inside that weird bubble. Tell me how to rebuild your house. Don't forget the box with candies, that's most important. And luck would have it, I have the box with candies. Let's pick up the chests outside, though. Typically, we never assemble Claude's house in the speedrun, so let's see what we get out of this. We walk inside and there's a mouse trap on the floor. He says, "Hey, Toan, what's up?" "Oh yeah, that's right. I have to give you something for fixing my house." He hands us over a candy. Honestly, I don't even remember what that's for. Let's go back in and collect some of the miracle chests that have spawned. We got a bomb. We got a speed +3. And a beast buster. Sometimes chests will be hidden, you gotta make sure you check every corner. Okay, what else? I still haven't talked to Pike. Let's go see if we can talk to Pike. Just to give you some context on how casual and slow and rusty I am on this playthrough, typically in a speedrun, you would be done and moving on to the next area. I would have defeated the boss and moved on to Marataki Village in under an hour. And the playthrough at the moment is at 1 hour and 45 minutes. And we are only about halfway through with Norrin. So, guaranteed slow, casual playthrough. No speedrun and stuff going on here, that is for sure. Pike is nowhere to be seen. But I don't think this would really work as a slow, sleepy, put you to sleep kind of playthrough if I was speeding through everything, right? So it's kind of good that I'm not super up to date on speedrunning Dark Cloud. Alright, let's see if we can find Pike. Kind of hop around a little bit. I just don't see him. We might just have to go back into the dungeon and see how we fare. Make sure my items are good. Fruit of Eden. Fruit of Eden is for raising my max HP. Oh, sorry, this was for raising my defense. Oh my goodness, I thought that was my HP earlier. We're gonna just use that fluffy donut on Tone. And you know what? We're just gonna raise my max HP value ahead of time with the fruit. And let us venture back in. Alright. So like I said, floor 1, you don't have to open any of the Atla, right? Like, most of the time you could ignore all of them on there, unless you're going for 100%. It's more of a speedrun thing. Back to floor 8 we go, because now that we have Shao, we can cross the inaccessible area previously seen. To switch to Shao, we just press the touchpad left on touchpad or select, swap over to her, and she hops across here. There is a lot of character swapping that goes on in Dark Cloud. It is one of the things that people dislike the most compared to the second game. Personally, I don't mind it, but it is a pet peeve for a lot of people. I've just always really liked the simplicity of the first Dark Cloud over the second one. Alright, this is a mimic floor. I will showcase Shao. And we're hoping to get a bandit slingshot from chests. They can come from small chests. And boxes. With the jokers, if they offer a small box, we take the small one because that gives us a chance of getting a bandit slingshot. Oh, excuse me, I take that back. When I say small chest, I mean small box from the jokers. Small chests will not give me a bandit slingshot. We still have to find weapon chests. Being closer with Shao does more damage with her slingshot. Her noises that she makes during combat can get a little annoying, so I do apologize for that. Another thing that will be slightly annoying with Shao, I'm actually just going to see what happens. Pumped with energy, nice. I will use that to kill some enemies. Means I'm going to do a lot more damage. When you step on that, some good things can happen, some bad things can happen. But it's a really good way to quickly take down statues. And you don't use as much durability with Shao when you take down statues, which is really nice. So she will be required to take down statues. And that little boost does wear off fairly fast. Yeah, only Toan can open the Atla. Cabin. At this point, I actually don't really have to get any more Atla. Well, actually, I take that back. I am going to need Dran's Windmill, Dran's Horn, and Dran's Bone to advance the story, so those are the only things I'm really looking for. Everything else is completely optional. A little trick you can do is go in the water, swap over to Shao, also refill her health and water. I'm going to use this opportunity to actually repair her weapon in case I forget. And what do you say we equip some things into her slingshot as well? Let's give it a gem. And let's give it Stonebreaker so that we can deal with the statues a little bit easier. Let's head down first. Statues will still be quite annoying to take out with Shao, but it's a lot safer than using Toan, especially with the weapon durability. 2 damage at a time, we just gotta whittle him away, bait out his attacks as he does his downward attack. As long as I'm close enough, I do 2 damage instead of 1. That is another difference with the Japanese version. Chao, in the Japanese version, the original version of Dark Cloud, her damage does not tail off depending on your distance, so she actually does max damage no matter what distance you are, which made her extremely powerful in the Japanese version. Statue dog here almost killing me. I think in this case it's actually just better for me to switch to Toan. So much easier to deal with the statues. Should have thought of that sooner. I just want to let you know that you are approaching the 2-hour mark of listening or attempting to get to sleep while listening to my Dark Cloud playthrough. Just a reminder, these videos are designed to be listened to. You can watch them, but they are definitely designed to be listened to as I give you the audio descriptions on what I'm doing. Hopefully you guys enjoy that extra little bit of effort. Now that I have repair powders, I can more easily take out statues with Toan. Though optimally, it still takes a lot of weapon HP, so I should try and avoid it whenever possible. That noise that you just heard from Toan is the noise he makes when I get hit. I forgot to mention that earlier. So if you ever hear him wince and make that wincing noise, that does mean that he was hit and I received damage. Now that I have the exit key, I really don't have to kill anything else, but I will just to raise my level a little bit on my weapon. Having a very hard time finding weapon chests. Okay, we got Dran's horn. Let me take a real quick look at my diorama parts. So I need a torch. I have a torch. I need a sign still. I got Dran's horn. I still need Dran's windmill and Dran's bone. And then optionally, I can get Page for extra inventory space. And a few other things. But yeah, we are close to having everything I need before we're able to kind of like just speed through the dungeons, not have to worry about getting every Atla. Gonna make my way up, refill my water and my health at the water fountain. Water fountain, I mean, I guess it kind of is, right? Little mini waterfall. Gotta swap over to Shao. These will randomly appear in the dungeon, little hopping stones. It is very easy to mistakenly swing when trying to open an Atla, which is why you'll typically hear me attack as I try and open one. Poisonous apple, also used as fish bait. Alright, nothing too useful on floor 9 besides one required Atla. Let's continue to floor 10. There are 15 floors in this dungeon, the 15th floor having Dran, the final boss. We are actually getting closer to the end of this dungeon. I hope you're enjoying the playthrough. I won't lie, it's very refreshing. It's been a very long time since I've just sat down and commentated a game while not streaming. It's a nice change of pace. Wow, I've guessed all 3 traps in a row. Ooh, steel slingshot, not the bandit slingshot, but that's good. We get a weapon. We get a new weapon for Shao. Not the bandit slingshot, which is like the most powerful weapon in the game if you build it up in the early game. But switching from 4 attack to 14 is a huge deal. So we are going to do that, and we're going to take what we have in here and unequip it. You do have to do a lot of things in this game manually when it comes to doing this stuff, but the good news for you is the noises in the menus are probably very helpful when it comes to sleeping, right? I don't think there's really any beasts down here. Sea Killer doesn't make sense yet. Let's just do speed. Well, no, we'll do endurance. Actually, that endurance point probably doesn't matter quite yet. We'll just do Stonebreaker. And just in time. We're fighting a... Oh! 2 rocking off enemies. Ooh, they are very close to killing me right now. They kind of look like a Pokemon. Big rock enemy with a big mouth and eyes. Sort of like a Geodude without his arms. They are quite fast, too. Gotta run away until they stop rolling. I might take out this bat just so that it leaves me alone. Rocking off. Dealing really good damage now with this new weapon for Shao. This will be super helpful for the playthrough in the early game here. Now let's take a moment of silence to collect some Atla and continue on. Remember, you're listening to this to sleep, right? Let me give you some time to doze off a bit as we get Dran's windmill closer and closer to everything we need. Things become so much easier to kill with Shao. But I will try my best to alternate between characters. I won't abuse Shao too much if I can avoid it. We got Hag. I forget what Hag gives me. Probably some, like, extra useful items. How many Atla have I collected on this floor? Oh, I don't think it tells me, right? It's just so hard not to use Shao right now. She's just so strong for the beginning dungeon. Shao will lose a little bit of luster in the next dungeon. Toan will get really good because he gets a certain weapon there. The Serpent Sword or Serpent Buster, whatever they call it. Windmill Blades. Nope, we still need Dran's bone? Yeah, Dran's bone. Unfortunately, I have to run all the way to the bottom right there, check for items in Atla. So I will give you another moment of respite from hearing me talk. Just killing the bats to cut down on their annoyance. And also to level up my weapon a little bit. Steel slingshot can be leveled. I do not remember what I want to be slotting into this. Yeah, I really don't remember what this thing needs to level up. Oh, this is a steel slingshot. I thought this was the bone. That's okay. I mean, I don't have to level it up with stats inside of it. But when you do level it, you want to take these items out and just put like some not so great items in there. Like that. You don't want to eat these into it in case you want to keep equipping it on future weapons. +1, first level up. Feels good. The weapon leveling in Dark Cloud is just always such a fun aspect. And that's why I don't encourage you to use Broken Dagger. Broken Dagger, in case you don't know, is it's a glitch that a lot of people do opt to use that just completely breaks the game and makes it so that you pretty much one-shot anything by abusing a glitch that makes your starting dagger... Like, you could just level up to the most powerful weapon in the game as soon as possible, is the best way of putting it. And then you just one-shot everything. Takes a lot of the fun out of it. It's fun to pull it off, to see how you do it. It's very easy to do. Anybody can really do it. But it is something that I really do not abuse. When I do my speedruns of this, I actually do glitchless, so that I'm not allowed to use any glitches. And that's my preferred way of playing, because to me, Dark Cloud isn't the same if you're not building up weapons. It's the whole point of the game, practically. Maybe one day I'll do a glitched speedrun just for the fun of it, because it is a lot shorter, a lot easier. Okay, we're getting low on water here. We're heading into floor 11, making good progress. I think we have enough supplies to keep going. Ah yes, a Shao-only floor. Should probably give myself some water now. If I don't deal a lot of damage to the dragons here, I could always use a stamina potion, but I really don't want to waste one unless I have to. Okay, damage is pretty good with Shao, thankfully. Let's go this way. There's our exit. Since this is a floor for Shao only, there won't be any Atla, which means once I get the key, I can immediately leave, so hopefully we get lucky. Let me see, hold on a second. I forgot I should take out the pearl. Toan's got some pretty good stuff equipped inside of the weapons as well that I don't want to waste with him. Let's put that into Shao right now. There we go. A little bit better stats. And let me see. Can I change attribute? No, but I'll make it thunder anyway. I didn't have holy element, unfortunately. Pesky skeletons in there blocking. Ooh, we got the key. I'm just going to opt to leave. We don't need to kill anything else. Let's just go. And I think we're good to just keep going. We are pretty well stocked right now. I'm just very happy that we actually have stamina potions for the Dran fight. That will make that fight so much nicer. Let's go this way first. Ooh, very lucky. Let me just check my diorama real quick. So, I have torch. Do I have sign? I don't have sign. I have torch. I have Dran's horn. Where's Dran's windmill? Thought I picked up Dran's windmill. Oh yeah, that would be over here. So I still need a sign, and I need the blades, and then we are done. I don't know why I'm killing things right now. Don't have to. Got the key early. More level up powder, very nice. Level up powder can instantly level a weapon without needing to fill its gauge. I'm going to hold on to those for a bit though. Wait until I get a really good weapon. And have some better items to slot in as I level it up. Got our inevitable bone key so that we can progress because it's a bunch of dead ends here. Being chased by the rock enemies right now. The big downside about not having any bombs to deal with enemies is that when you bomb enemies, they greatly increase their chance of dropping items that you use to slot into weapons. So that will definitely stifle my ability to level weapons quickly. But that's okay, we're not in a rush for this playthrough. This is not a speedrun right now. I do have to check all the rooms. Ooh, weapon chest. Okay. We gotta go for the small box for that chance at the bandit slingshot. Nope. We got an aquamarine, though. I don't remember how good that is. Ice now. Oh, perfect. Aquamarine is actually going to be really good for Dran. I actually think I want to put that in Toan's weapon. Because Toan will be the one that is mostly dealing the damage to the boss. And so far we're going to be using the Chris knife. And I'm going to make sure that I set the tribute right now so I don't forget. Because knowing me, I'll forget. You have this dungeon and the next dungeon to get bandit slingshots out of chests. If I don't get it by the next dungeon, then that is it. You can no longer get it. Bandit slingshot is just super duper powerful in the early game, and it builds up into a really good weapon for Shao. It is the main weapon of choice for the speedrun route. Okay, we got sign. Ooh, I'm big King Mimic. I forgot this was a King Mimic floor. But thankfully I do have the chest key. And I got poisoned by a bat, of course. Do have an antidote for that, though. So I don't have to kill the King Mimic, thankfully. Ooh, I'm out of water. Just realized it. Do I have any water on me? I do. I'm also going to heal to be safe. We're going to be approaching floor 13 very soon. Got one more outlet I got to open. And then on to 13 we go. We got 13 and 14 and then the boss floor. We are nearing the end. I hope you're super tired and close to sleep. Come on, Dran's Bone. Fence. Alright, looks like our Atla is going to be on floor 13 or 14. Hoping I didn't miss an Atla on a previous floor. Alright, let's open the Atla first. Bit of a busy start to floor 13. A lot of things around. I will probably still continue to... Oh, there's Dran's Bone. So we have everything I need for story progression now. But I will continue to open Atla I find for the optional stuff that I can build. Because some of it gets some really good items. From what I can remember. I'm just going to place everything and see what we get kind of thing. Oh no. Poisoned by the bat. Let's repair that weapon so you get rid of the beeping. Let's go open this weapon chest. No king mimics here. I'm gonna say it's poison. Wow, 4 traps in a row I've guessed. 1 in 3 chance to guess it. The last 4 I've guessed correctly. Haven't missed one yet. Oh, we got the bandit slingshot. I can't scream too loudly. I don't want to wake anybody up. Very nice, very nice. Oh, this is going to be so good for this playthrough. So the cool thing about bandit slingshot is it actually has a chance to steal items when you hit stuff with it as well. But look at the... This is why it's so necessary for the speedrun. It goes from base slingshot 4 damage, steel slingshot is 15 attack, and then bandit slingshot is 30 damage. Huge damage increase. But what we're going to do is we are going to take the gems out of steel. And we're going to put them straight into the bandit. Very nice. Apparently, according to this playthrough, floor number 13 is not an unlucky floor. Let's check down here. So when I get the magic crystal, it kind of reveals where everything is. Oh, that damage. So good. This is going to make it really hard for me to ignore using Xiao, so I do apologize. This makes her just leaps and bounds better than Toan at this point in the game. And there's our exit key. Now, I could ignore the other Atla that is here if I wanted to speed through, right? Because if we check right now, if we go to Dran's Windmill, I currently have the sign and the blades. So let me see what else we've got here. Owlnet. Let's just place and see what I'm still going to be missing. Hag goes in Hag's house. I don't have Hag's house yet. Hag's house can be useful for power potion or power powder. Paige's house. We need Paige. She's very important. I don't have Paige. Paige is good because it gives me more inventory space, so I think I might have to actually continue opening Atlas so I get her. Inventory space is always useful. Gonna opt to go with Toan here. A little bit easier to take care of them without the slingshot. I mean, even though my slingshot would probably do extreme amounts of damage to them at this point. Tricycle. Looks like this rock is about to hit me. Rude. Yep, he hit me. Alright, shot time it is. Bandit slingshot go, and I stole a stone. The item kind of just like flies out of the enemies. Swapping to Toan to get the health and water back. Another power powder. Well, we're gonna have so many power powders when we want to speed through leveling up our weapons. I'm not sure how I'm gonna go about it yet. I'm still gonna hold on to them. Can ignore these enemies. And of course the exit is the complete opposite way. So it looks like you guys are going to get a little bit of quiet time soon, as I have to run all the way back. Oh, I'm totally about to get hit by a fireball. There's Hag's house. So the last thing that I really need is Paige, who should hopefully be on the next floor, because that's the last floor to get Outlaw. And then it's time for Dran. Oh, you know what? Let's refill our water while we're here. Why not? Alright, this is the last normal floor of this dungeon. Fire gem. Oh, bandit slingshot's gonna be so good for my item acquisition. So excited I got that for this playthrough. Pretty much the speedrunners will, like top speedrunners, will just reset the game if you don't get bandit slingshot. There are backups for it, but if you're going for a top time, yeah, you are resetting your game if you don't get it. I don't do that. I'm not a top runner. But I am able to beat Dark Cloud in 8.5 hours was my best time back when I was speedrunning this game. Oh, that's right, this is a mimic floor. But thankfully, bandit slingshot makes quick work of them. Take out the bats because we can. Gonna be another mimic, probably. Oh, no, it isn't. Can I guess this one correctly? I'm gonna say it's poison. Wow, 5 chess guesses in a row. That is so wild. Ooh, bone rapier. That's actually the weapon that we want. Bone rapier, is that considered S tier? Let me see. Bone rapier is considered A tier. It's up there with Chris knife. But I think that has built-in ice damage, so it's pretty good against Duran. So I may use that instead of Chris knife. Oh boy, this is a beefy floor. We're gonna go up top first because there are 2 Atla up here and 1 potential chest for a weapon. Did I get the key? Oh. I still lack the key on this floor. Okay, hold on. Sorry, Tone. We gotta shove you to the side a bit. Another fire gem. So good. Considering I didn't build Gaffer correctly to use bombs, getting things like the fire gems will come in use if I've got to use explosive items. Can level up our bandit slingshot. Very nice. Once again, let's unequip these. And let's see, build up. So we need attack, endurance, speed. Sea Killer, Mage. So the one that I want to go down is this one, I believe. So I want to put the Sea Killer in there. And Mage. And then that raises the stats, and then we upgrade, and it absorbs those stats into the weapon. You need certain stat thresholds in order to evolve your weapons, essentially. Ooh, is this going to be a bone door? I don't think I have the bone key, do I? Ooh, I do. Once again, just killing bats because, well, I don't like the noise they make. And it levels my weapon very easily. Easy experience. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this video. Like I said, if this goes over well and it doesn't seem like it bombs too bad on my channel, people are receptive to this type of video. There's Paige. I think the way I'll do these Dark Cloud videos, I'll occasionally release them. Maybe once or twice a month or something as I gradually make my way through the game. Whatever night I'm not streaming and I feel like I have a couple hours I can kill. You know, it'll probably take me mostly 2.5 to 3 hours depending on the dungeon. And I'll do a dungeon per video, right? Like a main area. So the next video would be Matataki and Wise Owl Forest, which is personally my absolute favorite area of the game. Normally I would not waste a repair powder this early, but I just want to get rid of that beeping noise for you guys. You can thank me later. And yeah, that's how we'll progress through the game. 1 dungeon per video, so it'll take, you know, several videos to make a little Sleepin' with Pete and Dark Cloud kind of series. And if it bombs really badly, I could just make it like private member-only videos. So like if you really like this kind of thing, I can just kind of make it a private video that won't really affect my channel too badly. And the people that are members will be able to watch them. My memberships are only $1, so it's pretty accessible. So it supports the channel, and it would get you some fun content. But we'll see. That's only if like people are really not into the idea of watching these kind of videos. But for now, I'm committing to it. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully people enjoy. People always ask me for more Sleep with Pete videos. And I will admit, it's hard to, like, produce a video talking ASMR style for, like, because a lot of people need a video. I don't know about you, but for me, I need a video that's, like, at least an hour or two long so I can listen to it and try and fall asleep. So if I don't get a video that's that long, it's really hard for me to fall asleep in time. So being able to, like, just sit there and talk about a topic like this for that long is not easy. So doing Sleeping with Pete ASMR style videos like this, way more doable, right? Because I can talk about whatever, I can commentate the game, I can have periods of silence as you just listen to the game sounds. Alright, so that is floor 14. That is the last normal dungeon floor for here. We're going to exit, we're going to place down everything, we're going to get our story cutscenes, and then we are on to fight Dran. Which is a bit of a spoiler because the game makes it out to be like Dran is a friend, but he's really the boss of this world for now. Let's pick up our chests. Let's do Paige first. I don't. Oh, there. Is she inside? Is she outside? Paige. There she is. So she needs a lamp. Oops. Also, Pike is not inside right now. Oh, actually he was, wasn't he? Shoot, I didn't talk to him twice. Let's go in and get our event. This increases my inventory size. Get a pocket. Tone, Paige calls out to Cloud, to Tone. Good to see you. I've made a new pouch. It's for you. We also now know who that girl was from earlier in the game. That's Paige. I can now carry 60 items. I think the limit before was 55, so nice little upgrade. Thank you, Paige. Okay, what else can we finish? Let's put down Hag's house. Let's put Hag. Do that. Fence. Then we need to talk to her, but we got a lot of nice little chests outside first, I think. Okay, just one. We'll get another power powder for completing Hag. There it is. Actually, I don't even think I have to finish the Hag's house. I think we pretty much just wanted to place it for the power powder, and that's it. Let me see. That's right. Now I think is when I can go to the mayor's house and get extra items. Let's see. Because I think as you advance through the dungeon, they spawn more. There it is. Okay, there's the pocket. That's actually a little secret. I bet you there's a lot of people that played through this game never knowing that. Because that only spawns there, like, at this point in the game. So we have to use it. And now we have 70. Oh, we went from 50 to 60 to 70. Inventory space, really big deal. Just make sure that we get our free repair powder. Actually, yeah, let's do our free repair powder now. Talk to him again. Wait a minute. I think there was a hidden chest upstairs too. Yep. It's like I remember running up there in the speedrun. So that is finally something that will increase my thirst gauge. However, it is only per one character, so that means Shao is still only 3. Alright, time to do Duran's Windmill. It is already fully assembled. Did it in the dungeon. We get a cutscene for it. The windmill is fully working again. Let's grab a bunch of miracle chests here with some really good items and attachments. Ooh, hidden fruit of Eden there. Hidden fire. Items are very, very hidden in these areas. Make sure you're always mashing as you go through here. There is a shortcut you could just select and go outside rather than running all the way back down. And there will be more chests outside to grab. Fluffy donut, that is to increase my defense. I'm going to use the Fruit of Eden on Shao to get her HP up since we are going to be using her. Fish candy is used on Shao. I believe that is her version of increasing her defense. Raising her defense from 1 to 8, pretty substantial. Alright, let's do our final preparation before we head into the dungeon one last time. Yeah, we're gonna be stuck this whole game without bombs and trans feathers from here. I'm hoping that a later shop offers them. I really can't remember. Alright, let's sell everything I don't need. We'll hold on to those for now since I don't have bombs. Hopefully the rooster crowing isn't going to wake anybody up that's trying to sleep in the game. And I don't remember what candy does. I'm just going to hold on to that for now. Alright, let's stock up. How we looking here? Is there a way to organize this? I don't remember. There's no organization button. Alright, well, we're just going to stock up more of those, get some water, get some healing. Auto repair powder. Sure, we can pick up one of those. We don't need any revival. Antidote. I've got one. We'll pick up a few more for safety. Do I have? I have one escape potion powder, standard powder. We'll do a standard powder for safety as well, since I can't really do much else. Oh, I can't equip that. Let's make sure that we equip our bread accordingly. Okay. Alright, now, before we go in, I gotta make proper preparations. Ooh, he doesn't sell gems either, does he? But I don't really need ice. Oh, he does sell gems, okay. Oh no, those are my gems, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna be in trouble a little bit, but thankfully I got what I need. Alright, so... we're gonna be mostly using tone, but we're gonna use... the other weapon that just has more ice elements. Bone rapier. So if you see, it goes from... it's got 5 base up to 15. And then I'll also put in 3 attack. Let's see. I guess for Shao, I'll just put in whatever, it doesn't really matter. Unfortunately, I don't have ice that I can put on hers. Alright, here we go. I have the stamina drink, which will help a ton for dealing damage. So the idea is you shoot him, it's going to make him fall to the ground, and then you hit him with the tone with some attacks, charge attacks and such. So that would be by doing... I think I have to be locked... nope, there we go. So it would do a jump attack like that, which does tons of damage, tons of damage. So we approach a giant door with a crest of Dran on it. He's sort of like a... he kind of reminds me of a creature you'd find in like a Jim Henson movie or something. Man, he reminds me very closely of another character that doesn't really come to mind. Maybe that furry monster from the movie Labyrinth. I forget his name. But he's got horns, he's got wings, he's huge, and he can fly. Alright, if I remember right, I might not need to use Shao. Using Shao to shoot him down, I think, is what's required of me, so I gotta use the slingshot to get him to fall to the ground. And then we hit him from there with tone. Hopefully I remember to use a stamina drink. Divine Beast Strand, flying in circles in his cavern. Love the music here. Alright, target. Try and shoot him with Shao. Hit him once, he falls. Switch to tone. He's on the ground. We're going to use a stamina drink on tone to increase my damage. Oop, he hit me down. A little rusty on this, we'll get it. He's flying around and he like slams the ground, which opens up holes in the floor, which makes this a little more difficult. And he's dead. That is the power of the stamina potion and having the ice attribute. He falls to the ground. What has happened to me, and who are you? He asks Tone. With his big fangs, red eyes, and huge horns. What? You say I was being manipulated? I, Dran, the god of beasts? What an embarrassment. Hey kids, sorry about that. I see. So that's what's been happening to the Earth. The Dark Genie, that's what the old man, the Fairy King, called it. If that's the case, we might be in trouble. I've heard that name before. It shows an image of a shadowy figure with red eyes with his arms up in the air. Long ago, a monster called Black Demon appeared in East Terra. The creature caused massacre after massacre and almost brought the world to an end. Neither the most gallant knights nor most powerful of sorcerers could stand before the horror of the creature, much less harm it. Its power seemed as vast as the limitless power of genies, thus people started to call it the Dark Genie. It wiped out nearly all of the known kingdoms of the world. Ultimately, only a few people survived on Earth. When all seemed lost, a tribe called the Moon People created an enormous urn, the thing that we saw early in the game, that could seal tremendous magic power and trapped the Dark Genie inside. The world recovered and peace was restored. The world was saved by the Moon People and the mastery of the magical arts. That's about all I know. If you want to go after the Dark Genie, you'd better have the Moon People on your side. I hear that the Moon People live quietly deep in the woods in a place located beyond the Matataki village. The Matataki village is just south of the Norun village. Why not go there first? Toan nods his head in agreement. Odd that the Fairy King, who never liked humans, gave a kid like you the power of the stone. He's got something up. Oh well, I can use some fresh air for change. Hop on my back, I'll give you a lift outside. And if any of you remember Dark Cloud promotional material, you may remember the image of Toan flying on the back of Dran. That is the scene that you're about to see. Or visually interpret in your mind. Toan gets on his back, grabs his giant horns, and Dran flies up out of the cave. The screen fades to white. Dran is seen flying high above Norun village. He lands and drops Toan off. Well, at least we don't have to backtrack out of all those floors, right? I appreciate your work, kid, Dran says to Toan. I don't have a clue just how powerful this genie is, but it was powerful enough to control me. Be prepared and take this along with you. We got a world map. This is no plain world map, kid. It's a magical map that takes you to the place you want to instantly. First, use this map to go to the land of Matataki village. You hear that Moon People live deep in the Wise Owl Forest. Personally, my favorite area of the whole game, and my favorite song in the whole game as well. Once you reach Matataki, first thing, visit Great Treant, follow the river, and you'll find it. He might look a bit weird, but he goes and takes good care of people. He is sure to give you a hand. So long. Dran flies up. Is it the last time we'll see him? We'll have to find out. And we are back in control of Toan at the crack of dawn and morning in Norun village, which now gives us the ability to, well, I should probably save the game. That would be a good idea. I just overwrote a save file that was practicing like a glitch that teleports you to the end of the game. And that is it. That is Norun village. Our next stop would be Matataki village, which I'm going to be honest, I don't even remember. I think I have to, well, first I have to get out of config and assembly, and then we go to other area. And our next stop would be Matataki village. I'm not going to go there yet. We'll leave that for part 2 if it does happen. Like I said, if you woke up and finished this and want to show your support, be sure to leave a like and a comment. It lets me know that you guys actually enjoyed this style of video. This is way different than anything I've done on the channel, like ever. I used to do videos like this many, many years ago, but they were never this long and extended and never done in an ASMR style. So depending on the reception of this will determine if my adventures in Dark Cloud will continue to Matataki village. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to check out the rest of my content. I normally focus on collecting retro game stuff and modern, a little bit mix everything. But I do tend to have the ability to help put people to sleep during my streams. So that is why I made this video, because some people just don't like all the flash and the flare of streams and notification noises, and perhaps you enjoy my slightly more relaxed tone of voice while recording a off-stream VOD like this one. Nice, casual, peaceful playthrough of Dark Cloud. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are still trying to get to sleep, I wish you sweet dreams, and I'll see you in the next video.